but we do have some other changes coming our way. Of course, with the warmth, there's always a gotcha moment, and that's going to be, we do have the potential for some storms tonight, so we want to talk about that potential as well. But boy, hopefully you're able to enjoy the beautiful weather for us today. 74 degrees right now. Our old record was 65. We beat that easily by the time we're at around 11 o'clock. So seeing a lot of folks out there. I was out riding my bike trying to enjoy some of the warmer weather earlier this afternoon. Nice breeze out there as well. Of course, if it's to your back, if you're going for a bike ride or a run. But let's talk about how much warmer it is. 26 degrees warmer at this hour compared to yesterday. Temperatures just exploded through the course of the day thanks to some strong southwesterly flow. Also very dry out, so definitely not a good day or you want to have any little fire pits outside, maybe burning some leaves. Definitely a no-no for us with just how dry it is. But we are going to be keeping an eye on the potential for some storms. And you can see here in western Kentucky, we're just starting to see some of those storms evolve. All is clear still here in Columbus, but we are going to see the potential for some of these storms later into the day. It's not going to be widespread, nothing comparable to what we had dealt with on Monday. But let's just take a look here. Here as we go into 6, 7 o'clock. Still pretty quiet. Probably not going to see much activity on the radar by the end of our show at 6:30. But as we head into this evening, fortunately, we're going to have the sun kind of fading, of course, at this time. So we are going to take away some of the energy from these storms. But given the dynamics in play, I wouldn't be surprised if we were to see a few isolated storms pop up along I-70 and south, especially going into the early part of the night, especially down in southern Ohio. That's where we do have that marginal risk for severe weather. No tornado risk. But we could see a couple strong storms move through, some heavy winds, some gusty winds like that. Nothing, again, compared to Monday. But don't be sleeping on this because we are going to be looking at some storms picking up into the evening, and they may kind of pop out of the blue, if you will. But, of course, if you're watching right now, you have the awareness already, and they're going to be gone before we know it. Heading into the early part of the night, things will be clearing out. So we do have a few of those storms into the early part of the night, pretty much from about, I would say, 7 p.m. to midnight. And it's looking like things will cool off in the low 40s, but not warming up into the 70s tomorrow. We're going to be taking a step back, as we typically do on a Thursday or a Friday, given the week recently. But highs will be in the low 50s. We'll see some sunshine as well, but clouds will be returning ahead of our next event. And boy, we have quite the amount of rain that's going to be coming our way. Here's a look at the next 5 days. But here's the thing. All that rain's pretty much going to fall on one day, and that's going to be Friday for us, where we're going to see pretty much a wash from start to finish. Some heavy precipitation. I think the biggest threat's going to be that of some localized flooding in spots, and it's going to start early for us Friday morning at 6 a.m. Likely seeing that widespread rain, the first initial wave moving in through the mid-morning hours. Heavier rain, possibly a few storms going into the afternoon and evening hours on Friday, and then gradually pushing out as we head into Friday night, looking like things will be clearing out just in time for the weekend. But boy, it is going to be a soggy end to the week. Not only that, we're going to be looking at some pretty strong gusty winds that are going to be associated with this system. We don't have any active alerts as far as wind advisories, flood watches. Wouldn't be surprised if we were to see something related to flood. But definitely, given what we've been used to, I think this is going to be the first event we've seen in quite some time where we've actually had the potential for some flooding with some heavier rain. Not so much on the severe aspect with strong storms, tornadoes, anything like that. And hopefully, as you can see through your 10-day forecast, we can keep our weather a little calm going into the start of March for us.
Oh, let's hope for that. Thank you, Ross.